Hello, Ryan Garland. I am your host of The Paradigm Shift. I cannot wait to expose the true inner depths of institutional wealth building and how to dig deep into real estate investing. All right, everybody. So today I am honored to be a host on an amazing guest, Dr. Ravi Patel. He's from Illinois. I kept saying Ohio, but he's from Illinois. And the gentleman came out to meet us. And for my my audience knows that we have a gym that we're opening, and we're really excited to kind of announce that here in Lake Havasu. And he reached out to us and saw what we're doing, and he's got a very unique model. And I really want my clients, my investors, and really our audience to know more about him. So Dr. Ravi, thank you very much for joining me today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. So he came out today. He's toured today. We went out to Dover, looked at the headquarters building, got a chance to look at barn caves and where the big gym's being built, and then took a helicopter ride over all of the real estate out here and kind of see what the hell's going on and how this place is just booming.
Yeah, that was a totally different perspective from the bird's eye view. You're able to really calibrate how much money's flowing in here, what's the development projects looking like, and then the full scope of how we can actually expand this.
It's really pretty cool. Yeah. So you own a company called Club 5 Health.
Yes.
And so let's talk a little bit about your background, because I think this is important. I want to go right into it if you don't mind. Go ahead and share a little bit about your background. You're a doctor, and then kind of what your, not only the company that you own, but what inspired you to do it too.
So I'm the CEO and founder of Club 5 Health. The initial phase of why my passion really came to be was to really help people obtain longevity and really emphasize on the quality of life in the end stage. For example, as we know, we're already aging. We have people living past 100, 115 even. And the end stage of life past 70, it could be a little bit debilitating. You don't have mobility. It's painful. And I want to see people live that with full happiness, full mobility, full optimization.
I feel like I'm 70 right now. I haven't even poured all my problems onto you. You have no idea how much I want to pick your brain. I'm like, hey, I got this. How can I help myself? But I have an idea that you're going to be able to help me. And a lot of people, especially my father, he got hit. He was an LA County sheriff, and he got hit on his bike. He was a motor cop, and he has all kinds of back issues. In fact, we had told him that he wouldn't walk again, kind of thing, And luckily he is, but he can't sleep. He's in so much pain. And so when I was going through your website, and I even saw spinal, decompression and kind of how you guys are just handling pain management, I thought that was really impressive, because my son's a baseball player, and he's going through issues with his back too. And it's like when you have back pain or pain at all, it's like depressing in some cases.
Yeah, it's kind of like a piece of your life is just kind of gone. Right?
Yeah, it's the most uncomfortable feeling. So when I was looking at your website after you had reached out, I'm like, man, this is ideal for what it is I've been wanting to bring to the brand, And I think that's the one thing that gyms just don't have, especially big corporate gyms. The larger institutional guys, they have not thought about it, or maybe they have, but it's just their model's so boxed in, they kind of can't maneuver. And I think you have a killer model. And so share a little bit about because I'm watching some of your buildings that you're building now. Tell our audience what it is you're building now. And I think you said you had one gym done, and tell us about kind of all the product that you have.
So right now we have 2 facilities operational. We're planning to execute on 4 more facilities to go live this year. But imagine an ecosystem kind of like what you're building, one-stop shop for health, medical, longevity, biohacking, all in one place. And you kind of hit the nail right on the head, where most fitness centers are more just focused on 1 or 2 avenues of health and fitness. But once you combine the different technology and the innovation that's out there right now, especially with the AI development, the data that we're able to compute is on a whole different level. Mm-hmm. Now, when you merge the medical, all of these different philosophies together, that's when you're really able to optimize human potential. And the way we came up with Club 5 is think of the most ideal pillars of wellness, and we merge them. So the 5 different pillars of wellness that we really focus on is integrative health, holistic health, chiropractic, physical medicine, and fitness. So fitness is a huge component, but all these different pillars lead to fitness. Because if you have a problem, then we want to source that, be proactive versus reactive. And that's where that longevity approach and the optimization comes.
So one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you on the podcast was to talk about stem cells. and how you can use your stem cells, right? So tell us a little bit about kind of the techniques and let's just talk about that overall and how important that is for people to really consider using.
So, for example, there's a lot of different technology out in the market right now, especially for the aches, pains, and then imagine the pain relief for the joints and stuff like that. Arthritis is another big common condition. What we use is a combination of shockwave, PEMF, and EMTT. Imagine a technology where we're able to go in and take a look at your joint. Let's say if you're symptomatic, you have pain right now, we're able to find those areas. Whatever is damaged, you're going to feel it. And whatever is not damaged, you're not going to feel anything. So healthy tissue, there's no pain while we're scouting those areas. But anything that's damaged, inflammatory, scar tissue, you're going to be able to be the judge. And with an ultrasound, we're able to see what exactly that tissue is. Now, the technology that we've developed is you're able to pulse through those different areas and clean all of that damaged tissue up, and you can see that in real time with an ultrasound. Now, imagine cleaning all of that up the first and the second visit. We're able to activate your own body's resident stem cells, and now you're able to basically get pain relief, increase range of motion, improved mobility right off the bat within the first session. And then also you're able to replace those damaged tissue that we just cleared with your own body stem cells to replace new function. So that's the caveat of how we're able to use your own stem cells for regenerative medicine.
Dude, that is amazing. What's the procedure like?
It's different. So for example, when we're scouting your area, you're going to be in pain, especially if you have more damage. And it's going to be either a sharp pain if it's a nerve, if it's soft tissue, it's going to be a dull aching pain. But if there's no damage or the tissue is really healthy, you won't even feel anything. So it's like a zinger, really painful, and then okay, there's nothing going on, and then you're gonna be like, it's right there. This is literally what I'm feeling.
You can feel it, like you've identified it.
Like you will.
Like I'll tell you, that's it right there.
That's right there. Yeah. But now the cool thing is, once you're done scouting those areas, we can use that technology to blast those different tissues. But when you're done, you're able to feel immediate relief. But now imagine if, let's say you already know that you have pain here. We're in the reactive phase of cleaning that up. But now we could also be proactive and literally look at where are your dysfunctions happening. And you might not even have pain today, but we could look and find out if there's pain or if there's damage just by using that technology as a diagnostic tool. So you're prepping your body to clean up your joints and perform better for if you're playing golf, if you're playing tennis, like all those different caveats. It's a game changer for being proactive, but also reactive.
So whether you just need more mobility or, sleep, I think that's a big problem is how many people are in pain and they can't sleep, like myself. Yep. I just have lower back pain. I just cannot get away. It's like right on both sides of my spine, kind of center lower back. And I can't do legs anymore. What happened was it all started when I was doing deadlifting back in the day when I was bodybuilding. It just tore my back apart, and I've never been able to get better. It just is. It's kind of, I'm able to manage it, but it's still a problem. It's my biggest issue for sleeping. I can't sleep. Most of the time it takes a while to get comfortable. I had a sleep number and I keep going up and down to try to even find where I'd be comfortable, and those are the things I really need to focus on myself.
So this technology, like once we use it on your back, you'll be able to know exactly where the pain's coming from.
Dude, that's priceless for me. The amount of people that I can just bring into that right now is unbelievable. And that's probably Joe. Joe can tell you about how much back pain he's got. He's dying. He had to wear a back brace, just to give you an idea. He's wearing a back brace when we went golfing. He couldn't even make it to all 18 holes, huh, Joe? Oh, Joe. He didn't even make all 18 holes, and he's like 32 years old. How young that man is. That's a problem.
We got you.
We're going to take care of that, right? Okay, cool. So, all right. So let's talk about some of the other modalities that you have in services. So the one thing when we were talking to Dennis today was kind of those pods. Let's talk about those pods because I really like that. And I think that technology is like really on the forefront. Most people don't even know about it.
Yeah, 100%.
So talk about that, please.
So some of the different technologies with the innovation of combining different modalities together. So we've created different pods, and there's other companies that we've partnered up with to get more valued information for what does one modality do with another one. But imagine a pod really, really like Tron-like. Imagine something so futuristic, but you're able to see inside, and it's like a nice little capsule with red light therapy, infrared, wet and dry salt, oxygen. So imagine pulsing all those different modalities at the same time with different frequencies to then optimize your body to heal. And it's a big recovery tool to really offset all of the different muscles, all of the different like autonomic nervous system, to really just put everything together and optimize your body.
Talk about red light therapy. That's the one thing I've been studying up on, and I can feel the difference between like a red light therapy, like sauna, to a regular sauna. What's the difference, and how does it really work in the body?
So there's multiple different grades for red light therapy, infrared, and then class 1 and 2 lasers, right? The biggest thing for red light therapy is like photobiomodulation, which is activating your receptors to pretty much promote circulation, promote energy production, and then activate the mitochondria, which is your powerhouse, to just optimize cells. Now, within that entire infrastructure, think of it as combining the red light, the class 1 and 2 lasers, and infrared together to do all those processes at the same time. Now, if you just do a normal sauna, you're definitely heating your body up, you're detoxing all those pieces. The difference with the red light and the lymphatic system is how you're able to do the detox at a much like faster rate. But also, if you're a fitness enthusiast, what we've seen in the past is different patients with different providers that we have, they're focusing on using the sauna with the infrared and the red light therapy right before you work out. So that supercharges your body to really like take on the change of performance and push. We've seen patients with Parkinson's and a lot of different MS, like which is multiple sclerosis, literally change their workout while they're doing this beforehand. But if they do it afterwards, it's like they're super tired and they're not able to lift as much or perform as well.
It doesn't give them the energy.
No, it doesn't give them. But this changes. If you do it in the beginning, your entire workout's like drastically different.
I hear people talk about cryotherapy or cold plunges before a workout. Is that a thing?
I mean, it is a thing. There's definitely like a lot of recovery tools for it. But it also depends on what your goals are. Like everyone's goals are completely different, whether you're a performance athlete or you're just toning, weight loss, or whether you're doing rehab, right? All those different components give you different results. Now, cryotherapy and cold plunge have two distinct ways of healing, but it does hybridize that modality, being cold as a main, pillar. But for example, if you use a cryotherapy chamber, you're able to really do a muscle shock for the opportunity for your body to kickstart and revamp it again for recovery. Now, it depends on the age group too. So if you're older, you're more likely to not have the best response for the brain and stuff like that. You'd rather use a hyperbaric chamber. Now, if you're younger and you're an athlete, the cold plunge, the cryotherapy has a huge, enormous benefit. But again, two distinct timelines in age, two different like goals. All those things matter when you.
Out of all of those, what do you see being the most beneficial for your patients? Like what do you see that people coming in that's most common that they need? Stem cells? I feel like that's a big thing right now.
It is a huge thing, right? There's a huge component to it, but we've seen a huge influx in IVs, and the way we do our IVs is completely different as well. So I'll give you a little perspective on that. Imagine having an IV, you're in a normal space, you're in a nice little chair and you're getting an infusion, right? The way we revamp the entire mindset of the protocol is we take a zero gravity chair, put the person into a nice little state where your lymphatic system is activated to push all the blood back to the heart. Now, once that's happening, you're able to then use hydrogen therapy to detoxify and clean up the radicals in your body. And that's huge because think of it as imagine you have a closet. There's a bunch of different clothes everywhere. It's all really messy. And now imagine if you have a clean closet. Let's say you just went shopping and you came in with a lot of different clothes. If you have a cleaner closet, you're able to really organize and do what you need to do very effectively. Mm-hmm. But if you have a messed up closet, it's going to be tough to even organize anything and know what you have, know what you don't need. So what we do is take the hydrogen therapy and literally detoxify that entire body with the free radicals that's just circulating in the body for no reason. While you're doing that, we optimize the vibroacoustic technology to vibrate your cells at a certain frequency to then take the red light, take the infrared and the class 1 lasers and absorb it. Any kind of kinetic energy changes absorption. So once we combine all these things together, then we optimize your body with the infusion of whatever it is, whether it's minerals, whether it's peptides, whether it's vitamins, whether it's amino acids, all that stuff.
And so do a lot of athletes too, when they want to maximize performance, they're coming to you for that as well.
100%, yeah.
And wow, man, that is impressive.
And even not just athletes, but even for longevity, right? Well, let's say you want to perform well at the age of 80, 90. They still want to keep moving. They want to play golf. That's what you're going to be doing to make sure the nutrition is there. Because as you age, your body also stops absorbing nutrition. You can eat as much as you want. You can take as many supplements as you want. Like my dad literally had his blood work done and his vitamin D3 levels were just like super low. And I was like, "Are you taking your supplements, Dad?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I've been taking this for the past 6 months and nothing is changing." I was like, "Well, your body is not able to absorb it. Your gut bioavailable, these compounds are not being absorbed. So let's just work on the vitamin D3 shot." And then literally we did that, and then his levels were prime. I was like, these are the things that people are missing, and we have to really dial in closer.
How often do you think patients need to be getting their blood work done?
It depends on your goals, but there's right now with the current extensive panels that we're able to run, like there's so much data that we can calibrate. But again, it goes back to you as a person, like how much do you want to know about your body, and then how much do you want to pursue based on your goals?
So for example, if we were to bring you guys into some of our facilities, you guys can do all of this right there with your patients and our members.
Yep. And not only blood work, but we have so many other cool diagnostic tools, right? We're able to scan your entire body. How is it moving with your eyes closed, eyes open, assess posture, assess function on a whole different level where we're able to analyze all the different components of your body. And then we're able to customize different orthotics for you as well, and then train your body with an EMS suit to activate different muscles at different times.
Holy cheese, dude.
Yeah.
This is cool.
It's insane.
This is great. And you talk about, you guys are manufacturing and coming up with your own technologies. I mean, you're deep.
I mean, the goal, that's kind of why I got into this space too, right? Like if we want to make change in healthcare and like really change the game, you have to come up with technology that's going to be revolutionary. Mm-hmm. And then also the technology has to evolve as well, right?
Right.
So as I got into this space, I was like, okay, we need to develop some technology that we can change and learn as the body's progressing. So what we did was we started manufacturing a lot of this technology from day one. There were a lot of ups and downs, of course.
Sure.
Right? But
shocking, shocking. New technology. You're inventing the wheel in essence. Yeah, I'm sure.
But the goal now is to create like multiple different avenues to bring this model to life. Now, the more technology we create, our cost bases go down.
Yeah. And
now we're able to basically partner up with people like you and have a lower CapEx versus an insane CapEx.
What is your, I know we were talking about it. We're just going to kind of share a little bit with our audience. What's the ideal square footage that you need in a facility? I mean, I know you can maneuver, in several different ways. What's the ideal for your clients and or for your patients? And then you were even talking about, you'd have doctors on staff, obviously, too.
Yep. You would have two different style of doctors on staff, whether it's a DO, doctor of nurse practitioner, or an MD. They handle all of the biochemical pathways, anything with blood work, integrative medicine, all that stuff. And then you would have a DPT, which is a physical therapist, or a chiropractor on staff for the biomechanical, which is all the movements, all the pain relief, all that stuff. And then you have this entire model with two captains basically leading this entire infrastructure. And then you have multiple different mid-levels that are licensed, whether they're nurses, MAs, chiropractic assistants, PTAs, athletic trainers, all licensed to then just change the game of how we can really optimize and individualize your care plan. Now, the ideal square footprint would be 5 to 6,000, but we could work around 22 to 6,000 square feet.
That's perfect. Yeah, and it just depends on how much you can, how much of that equipment you can get in there as well. Okay, so the other question, I was kind of thinking about some additional questions. You got my mind going down rabbit hole after rabbit hole. You guys also can work with insurance.
Yes.
That's a big deal. How many patients do you see that their insurance wouldn't cover that, or is it pretty much any insurance would cover that type of healthcare? I'd say those type of procedures.
Well, we've seen a 70-30 split, okay, where 70% of our services and modalities are not covered by insurance, then 30% of the services are. So we kind of factor in and optimize what the person needs based on what their goals are, and also how much do they want to spend. And then our goal is consistency, right? You could spend a lot of money today for 1 month and get really amazing results. But the goal is for long-term longevity, right? So we want to make sure we're diversifying and making sure it's done for the entire year and more years to come.
Dude, how cool is this? What, I'm trying to figure out why other people aren't doing this. I mean, there are, but nobody's really looking at it as going, hey, why don't we, go into other, health and wellness facilities, other gyms or what have you. It doesn't seem like people are really making that move. And in my opinion, depending on where you're at, what city and what have you, that's perfect for patients because those are the ones that are actively coming in either to try to get into optimal health, whether it's, look good and fitness wise and just you're young, but you're always going to have pain, or if you're just going in there to try to feel better and stretch and sleep better, right? It's just like everybody's going down that road. And this is a growing industry across the board. I just don't see a lot of guys, really approaching other operators to try to put their facilities or do some sort of partnerships. What's your thoughts on that?
So I've seen this market for the past 4 years, like growing, but again, we've been tapped into the deep end, right? But again, it's risky, right? At the end of the day, like when people don't know what the technology looks like, what does it do? Or imagine having just one technology and then having 20 different things. Most patients and people just get scared, right? So my job is to basically figure out a way to make it really palatable for a person to understand. And the entire model is designed to nurture the person. I don't want to overwhelm them. I want to make sure they understand fully like what's actually happening in the body and why do we need this. And then from day one, we don't explore all opportunities at the same time. It's too overwhelming from the mind. But the minute we understand what their immediate goal is, we take care of that, gain trust, and then really focus on their individual goals. And your provider is going to be like your best friend. At the end of the day, if you're not able to have enough time to connect with them, what is healthcare then, right?
Yeah.
And they want to ask more and more questions. It takes a year to really learn more and more about your body, like what modalities work really well with you versus another individual. And that time that it's taking, most providers and most models that are designed currently, they're not able to afford that kind of time. So we kind of changed that game a little bit. And, I took the risk and it's been paying off so far. So I'm like, most people are not ready to take that risk yet.
Yeah, but you guys, it's working. Clearly, you guys have the facilities and you're reaching out. I see the value in it. I looked at you today in the car and I'm like, well, I've been looking for a guy like you, because I see the value in it. Of course, I'm a data nerd, right? You'll hear me talk about it on other podcasts, what have you. I'm always looking at the data. Where are people's spending habits? Where's the world going? Baby boomers need more, healthcare. They're spending more money on their health. We are too. The pandemic drove people more into the holistic world because not all everyone's believing in big pharma as much anymore, right? The list goes on what's driving this game. And I really want to bring that type of facility into my brand. I think it not only from an income perspective, if you want to put the income level, like the hat on as a developer, that's there. You're bringing in, you're getting more awareness, you're bringing in more value to people, and that just converts into income. It's the way it goes. But if you can help people at the same time, how great of a feeling that is, knowing that you're doing something where you're putting food on the table for your family, but you're helping a lot of people at the same time. I mean, that's like the blessing in that, And it's kind of crazy that other people haven't thought about it. I think you and I can probably kind of create some awareness and tell the world that, hey, this is how the partnership should look.
1,000%.
This is what people should be considering, So, okay, let's talk about all of the things that you offer. So, I mean, I can go into some of them, but on your website, it kind of lists several different, I feel like it's like 30 different things, but what is it that you offer? And so that way people know that, this is one group that can handle all these different, services in essence.
I mean, if I go into services, there's a lot, right? Yeah. On the website, there's 30. There's even more on the back end that's being cultivated as we speak.
Sure.
But right now, imagine this as a one-stop shop for all health and wellness needs. Occasional technology use and all that stuff will be calibrated. But if you want to live optimized with your true potential and literally change the game of how your end quality life is going to look like, and then really focus on longevity, we are your ideal partner.
I love it, man. So on the website, list a few things on the website that you guys can offer. Just a few, just based off the website. So if someone were to look you up, what's it say on the site?
So we have IVs, we have IM injections, we do different chiropractic services, spinal decompression, flexion distraction. We have hyperbaric oxygen therapy. We have halo pods with red light. We have hydrogen therapy. We have shockwave, PMF, PMST, EMTT, class 4 lasers. We have hydrofacials for your skin health. We have different serums for your skin health. We have hair restoration techniques. We have, yeah, that's a lot for now.
ED, you were talking about the ED too?
Erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
And our entire package is literally designed for 6 weeks of care, which is going to be able to optimize 2 years of improved function.
Oh man, that's awesome. Well, dude, I really appreciate you coming all the way out here because you got to be tired because that was a heck of a turnaround trip. You got to be driving back to Vegas now, which is about 2 hours or so. Yeah. So I really appreciate you coming, man. What were your thoughts when you came and you got a chance to see Paradigm? What was your overall thought about our brand and what we're doing?
I kind of figured, like, once I saw your podcast, spoke to you once or twice. I think your personality definitely fits the vibe, and it's amazing. I was very impressed. So I think take all the work that we've done. I love it, man. And I think you're creating a solid foundation for young entrepreneurs like me to even help scale this thing. Because, the vision that you've seen, I feel like you're able to calibrate on the same, like, wavelength that I'm even thinking. And most institutional developers or people that I've worked with for investments, they are not even on the same page. So just knowing that the visionary that you are, I'm able to calibrate that. And then just the way you showed everything in the facility that you're thinking of, I think you're right on par with, a super revolutionary concept at this point.
Oh man, that means a lot, because it's not just me. I'm kind of the visionary, and then I have a whole team back there that kind of pulls it together and then kind of holds me down too and comes up with a really good idea. My architect and engineers, shout out to them. My subs that are actually delivering for me, these guys have really, pulled through a lot, to take what it is I'm trying to create and actually making it a reality, and I have a sticky feeling as soon as we can get some sort of alignment here and let's say this does work out, I can see how many people that this is going to benefit. I mean, it's my friends and family are going to just love this. And to be honest with you, Havasu needs this. I think everywhere needs this, but Havasu really needs this. I don't think anyone out here is doing stem cells just to that level. And they don't have the pods. They don't have all the other things that you had listed. But there's so many things that we're lacking here. Healthcare has been kind of a sore thumb, but these are the way the world's working and moving, and we just need it. So, 100%. And I'm such a fan of it. I already know I'm going to feel better. I'm going to go home and just wait for the day to spend more time with you, man. So it was an honor to have you here, man. I really appreciate it. How can people reach you? What's the best way to reach out to you?
You can definitely go on our website. It's club5health.com.
And it's 5, F-I-V-E.
F-I-V-E, yes. And then you can also follow us on Instagram as well, Club5Health. And my personal Instagram is dr.ravi.patel.
Perfect. And he also, for everybody who's listening, he also has investment opportunities, accredited investors, and he's going to be expanding throughout the country. I think he is on the forefront. He's got a proven track record. So this is something that's really important for our investors because they want to get with people they know and trust and can actually deliver. Wow. So for those of you that are interested, feel free to reach out to Mr. Dr. Ravi. Just a stud. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, guys, on to the next.